Yay Media Group.
Did I sound like a little brat talking about my dad with my watches since Jeff was being so...
What?
I don't spin this.
I don't. You were making fun of me.
How was I making fun of you? I
You were
didn't say
making
one
fun of me.
thing. No, I didn't. You're just a weirdo. Hey guys, episode 123.
Yeah.
We are on spring break right now. We had a lot going on this week. Jeff and I, y'all saw our post. It was our anniversary on Sunday. Thank you for all the happy anniversaries. And it was a lot of fun. He had to work actually. So we stayed at the Broadmoor. And for anybody that doesn't know the Broadmoor or never been, it is such a nice hotel. It actually reminds me of an old Southern country club.
There's some history there.
Yeah, and they have all the old photos of everybody who stayed in the hotel. It's beautiful. That was my first time ever going. We lived here going on 8 years. We've lived here in Colorado and we've just never been. And the boys loved it. They have like hot tubs and swimming that you can do. They upgraded this bowling alley and they had the best. I haven't been drinking at all. They had the best margaritas. I figured since I felt like I was on vacation, so I had like 2 margaritas and they were so good. I told the guy, it was like, these are the best margaritas I've ever had.
I know. It's really nice. If you ever get down that way, it's in Colorado Springs. It's very pricey. It's a 5-star resort. When Jordan's like hot tub and pool, you make it seem like it's like a family vacation with the Griswolds. It's a resort. It's a compound. I mean, there's 2 lakes in the middle of it. There's so many different sections. They own like places up in the mountains. You could stay in cabins. That's part of the Broadmoor. You could stay. It's enormous. And unless you have been there, like I had to do like 3 different interviews. Luckily, they took care of us and put us up. Shout out to the Broadmoor. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to afford it. But they put us up because we were working and we filmed their buffet. They have a famous Sunday buffet that they have, brunch, I should say. And every single time I interviewed somebody, I was like, you guys got to be here to see this, like on camera, because they have a championship golf course, 36 hole golf course. The senior tour is going to be there in June. I mean, it's just phenomenal. It really is. It's one of the nicest places we ever stayed at, but it just happened to coincide with our anniversary. And that was nice.
Well, you were working, so I was like, okay, we'll tag along. And
of course.
The dinners were just so good. So if you ever come to Colorado, or I know a lot of you like write down recommendations, that's definitely, I feel like, a must.
It's pricey though. I'm just giving you a heads up. It's pricey.
People can Google it and see how pricey it is.
Well, I'm not saying, hey, go stay there. And then they're like, dude, Jeff and Jordan told me to stay here and it's $1,000 a night.
Well, it's really nice. And then the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo is one of my favorite zoos. And we've talked about this, and you can go up there and I don't know, it's just really nice. And then another thing I wanted to talk about. So normally Jeff and I don't get each other anything. Christmas, anniversaries, don't really do that. But actually, let me take it off so you can see. I haven't taken it off since I got it. But Jeff got me this tennis bracelet that I've been wanting. And the reason why, I'll talk about this on my Instagram, but the reason I'm talking about this is because my friend Lisa, who I always mention on this podcast, she's basically my jeweler now. She's everybody's jeweler. I referred someone that he worked with at Daily Blast Live. And I can go on ahead and say it because his girlfriend knows that he's proposing. She's actually helping him design the ring that she wants. And another girl, Maddie, who I loved at my skincare place. And I referred her to my friend Lisa, and Lisa designed her engagement ring. And I always if any of you ever need any jewelry, like Lisa's the best. I always say, because like this tennis bracelet that I wanted, I was looking at another person that I had bought from before, and it was like almost $8,000. And Lisa, because she knows and I trust her, she's like, no, that's just like the markup. She goes, jewelry, the markup price is crazy. So I sent her pictures. I told her the carat size, everything, exactly what I wanted. And she can get you like the best deal if you need earrings, if you need tennis bracelets, whatever, and you're not going to get ripped off. If you live out of town, she can help you out. But shout out to Lisa because she's the one that got me this bracelet.
How do you get in contact with her?
I said I would talk about it on my Instagram, but I will. It's with love, sweet. Hang on, let me look up her Instagram. I believe it's called With Love, Sweet Love. I don't think she'd be happy if I gave her phone number out.
No, of course not. Well, I didn't know that she even did that for like, the whole world.
Yeah, she's a gemologist.
A gemologist?
Isn't that what they're called? Isn't that what it's called? A
I have no
gemologist, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what she went to school for.
Gemology?
Gemologist, yes. But anyways, I have permanent. I'm going to put her, because I'm going to share it on my Instagram. I'll show you guys a close-up of my tennis bracelet. But she does permanent jewelry and everything. And it's a concierge jewelry service. And it's called With Love, Sweet Love. So go give her a follow. And she doesn't really post on Instagram that much. I'm like, you need to promote yourself. She's the sweetest person. She's the biggest heart. Everybody's always asking her for favors, always asking, oh, can I get permanent jewelry? She had a kidney infection and she had 2 people coming over her house and I go, did you not cancel? She goes, no, I'll suck it up. In her back, she was having the worst pain in her back. Like she's old school tough. I tell her that all the time. And she's Southern and doesn't know she's Southern. She's never even been to the South.
So how's she Southern?
Because I'm like, because I'm from the South and I know how Southern people are. And I tell her all the time, I'm like, you're Southern and you don't know you're Southern. And I told her, I said, I'm going to take you to Myrtle Beach and you're going to see what it's like in the South. She's only been like West Coast.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So anyways, shout out to my friend Lisa. She's wonderful.
And shout out to me for buying the bracelet.
Yes.
Way to go, Jeff. Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff.
You're done for a while.
Okay. But it's what I have my earrings on. These are the ones you bought me for my birthday. I just like jewelry.
Yeah. Shout out to Lisa. She helps me out because, well, actually, you just tell her what you want and then she gets it for me and she hooks me up.
Yeah. That's the way it is. But
Very
like the
thoughtful.
thing is, people will say, like, you look and these jewelry places will be like, oh, this is on sale. And I'll ask her, I'm like, is this really on sale? And she's like, no. She goes, it's never on sale when they say it's on sale. She was like, it's still, the markup is crazy. I can't believe how much I should have been in jewelry.
Yeah. I mean, it's a racket.
She's
the
like,
diamond game's a racket for sure. You know?
Trust me, I know. You let me know that when you were buying my ring.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge racket. I mean, it's like a known racket. I don't know why they don't like try to stop that somehow. I guess the market puts the price on the diamonds and they are what they are. But like you could make the exact same diamonds now in a lab. Like, you were telling me too about these lab grown diamonds, but people want like the regular diamonds. Like, I don't understand.
Well, I asked Lisa about this and she said, let's say you buy because lab, a lot of the younger people are getting lab diamonds because you could get a 5 carat diamond for like, I don't know. It depends on the clarity, cut, all that. But let's just say $5,000, right?
A 5 carat for $5,000? Yeah,
that's why people
do.
People do lab because you can get a bigger diamond for your budget. But Lisa, I asked her, I said, are lab diamonds good or not? She goes, well, it just depends on your budget and what you want. But if you buy that ring, like this ring is a real diamond. So let's say I wanted to trade it in or it would still have value. With lab diamond, let's say you paid $10,000, your $10,000 just went out the window. You can't
resell a lab diamond? Oh,
no,
really?
There's no value. So Lisa's like, I wouldn't get a lab diamond, but people do. I mean, if that's your budget, let's say you don't have that much to buy a ring and your fiance wants a certain diamond size, you can, listen, I'm not hating on anybody with lab diamonds at all.
No, I think it makes sense,
you do,
to be honest with
it. Looks exactly, nobody can
saying.
even tell.
What do you care?
My thing is if, let's say I wanted to exchange this an upgrade, let's just say, there's no value. With the lab.
I didn't know that.
So you drop $10,000 and then it's just out the window.
But the beer, like, I'm going to get into a little thing here. Should we take a quick little break and then I'll go on a little diamond rant?
Sure.
Okay. Togethermess is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Sports are going on right now. School, spring break's about to go. It's a very stressful time right now.
Yes. And what you don't need in your life is more stress.
I don't, because I have anxiety. I get panic attacks, but I know there's a lot of you out there that suffer with the same thing because you've wrote me and told me that you suffer with the same thing. And that's great that you have BetterHelp.
Not everybody out there has someone to talk to, a spouse, a best friend, a mentor, a family member, whatever it may be. Some people don't have that in their life. And I think it's very important to talk to somebody that's impartial about your feelings, whatever they may be, and get some proper help. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. And they make it so easy for you.
I love that you can switch therapist at any time for no additional charge. Because sometimes you might get a therapist and it's not a perfect fit for you. And that's nice that there's no extra charge if you feel like, oh, this person I'm not really vibing with and I need to switch to a different one.
Yeah, so let's talk numbers. Traditionally, in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session, which adds up fast, of course. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session.
With BetterHelp, you pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, savings, and big on cost and time. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury. With online therapy, you get quality care at a price that makes sense and can help you with anything from anxiety to everyday stress. Your mental health is worth it, and now it's within reach. I know.
With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. It's convenient too. You could join a session with the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life, plus switching therapists at any time. That's my favorite part of BetterHelp. If you don't match with your therapist, you could switch at any time for free.
Your well-being is worth it. Visit BetterHelp.com/Togethermess today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Togetherness.
All right, welcome back. So yeah, I watched the show. I don't know how much truth there is to this, but I think it's pretty true about the diamonds. Like De Beers owns the market when it comes to diamonds.
And they do?
Yeah. And
all of them?
I'm pretty sure it's De Beers. It's one of those big diamond companies. Okay. I'm going to go with De Beers for the sake of argument, but check it out for yourself. But one of them owns all the diamonds and they own all of them. And then they only release a certain amount to say that they're limited and they don't have as many. So they control the market. You know what I mean? So they monopolize the market on the diamonds because they own them all. So they kind of set the price given, supply and demand. So then they put out the diamond price and it's a huge markup. And people, everyone is like, save the leaves, save this person, save everybody. I don't know what, the diamond industry is straight slave work. Like slaves are working in those diamond mines. No one seems to care about that. You know what I mean? But they care about every other social issue that's going on in our country. But when it comes to diamonds, nobody seems to care. I don't know. I just find it interesting.
Are you talking about that blood diamond? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but that's how they get them. I mean, they have to get in the ground and get them. They're like slaves literally working in those diamond mines.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. But everyone is so conscious about every little thing that you do. If you say something wrong on TV or you do this, but nobody minds, wearing diamonds that were, mined by slaves and having a markup on them. It just, I don't know. That's why they call like the blood diamonds and stuff. Maybe I'm getting a little out of control, but everyone's just so over concerned and they're like, I'm a vegan and I don't do that. Really? Your boots are made out of leather and so is your whole car inside. So don't tell me about eating a piece of meat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I got a little fired up there. But it's just like people are so contradictory. That's not even a word with their thoughts and stuff. And when it comes to diamonds, I wear a fake watch. I have a cool little fake Breitling. And that's another thing. I'll get on that.
Oh, hang on, you guys. We have to talk about this though.
Okay.
You paid for a fake one.
I paid for it's a fake Breitling.
It broke.
I cracked this. I cracked the glass on it, or it's supposed to be crystal, whatever it is. I cracked it and talk about integrity. And people are like, no, don't do that. But I'll wear a blood diamond. So I go to the jewelry store and it doesn't matter where you go. All of a sudden they're filled with integrity. Like they're selling these blood diamonds and marking up prices that are extraordinary. And I'm like, hey, can I just fix this? And they're like, is it real? And in some places I'm like, yeah, it's real. Because you really can't tell. And then they check and they're like, oh yeah, it's real, but it's actually fake. And they're like, okay, we'll check, we'll fix it. It's $300. I'm like, $300? The watch wasn't even 300, like in my head, you know? And then if I'm like, no, it's fake, they're like, we don't work on fake watches. Well, what's the difference? You got paid to fix my watch. What's the difference if it's real or not? I need to fix the band. Like all of a sudden you got integrity and you won't work for it. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot to fix those. Well, Jeff just got another fake Rolex that you paid what, $300 for?
First of all, you don't know how much I paid, so why are you throwing out numbers?
I don't know. I think it was like, well, it looks like a watch you put a quarter in and you turn the knob and it comes out of a plastic
No,
thing.
it doesn't. It looks exactly the same.
No, it doesn't. The gold, I told Jeff, he opened it and asked me what I thought. I go, Jeff, it looks so cheap with gold. Silver you can get by with. Gold, I knew right away.
I have no value for like things. You know what I mean? So I understand if I could afford a real Rolex or a real Breitling, I would get it because then there is resale value in it. But I'm so rough with everything that I have. And if I lost my Rolex, I'd be like, why did I buy that Rolex? I'm such an idiot. But if I buy a fake one and it looks real and I break it or the kids do something to it, who cares? You know what I mean?
It's a little more sturdy. My dad on my 20th, my dad is obsessed with watches. He's got Breitling, Rolex, all of that. And that's just his thing. Like everybody has a thing that they have. I know I told my dad, I was like, he's got so many. I was like, will you just give Jeff one of yours that you have? Because he has a gold one. And I was like, just give him Jeff one of yours.
When people ask me all the time, they're like, oh man, I love that watch. I'm like, oh, cool. It's fake. I tell them. I don't pretend like I'm a big shot. I just tell them it's fake. What? What do you mean we know?
We know that. Lawson said
But I just don't like, what do you mean a jeweler with integrity? You can't fix my band? I need my band size.
Well, it is a lot. I tried to take my watch in for something. And my dad on my 20th birthday, I have a Rolex, a real one, but my dad bought it for me. I never bought it. I'm not bragging. My dad bought it for me, but I've never had one problem with it. And I've had it since I was 20 years old.
No,
but this is
value.
like sentimental to me and it's super valuable. Like if somebody stole this, I would cry. I actually, you know what I do? I have this jewelry box that has a bunch of costume jewelry and it's fake diamonds. And right, I have that out. So let's say if somebody broke into our house, they would think they hit the jackpot because it looks legit, like real diamonds. And then my valuable stuff that's expensive, I hide it in a really good separate spot. And so if somebody did break in, they would just grab that and think that that was all the jewelry. But really, I have my expensive stuff hidden somewhere else.
Oh, well, cool. If you're breaking into our house, there's a tip for you.
My dad, he goes, don't forget where you hide that thing. Because I had, for a long time, I didn't wear the watch. And so I overnighted it to my dad. And I go, you bought it for me. You can have it back. And I go sell it and get your money back because, you're the one that bought it for me. My dad overnights it back to me and goes, I bought that for you. You wear it. And so I was like, there's no fighting with him.
Your watch?
My watch. I overnighted it to him.
And then he blinged it out for you.
And then I got diamonds put around it. My dad did that. And because he knows someone, because he's such one of those people. But anyways, I told him I'd go sell it and get your money back. And then he overnighted it back to me. But that's just big sexy.
I'm going to overnight this fake one. I have him fix it.
Well,
because I am a little embarrassed to go in there and keep fighting with the jewelry store.
I mean, like when you're on TV, you can't tell.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you don't see the scratch. But I don't understand why you just won't go just buy the real thing and then it's sturdy and you'll have it forever.
Because I just told you, if I lose it or something, I'll be like, why did I buy that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm weird with money. Like I rather save my money and pay the mortgage. I think that's cool. I think that's cool if you pay your bills and you don't have any debt. To me, that's cool.
I don't have any debt.
I'm just saying, a lot of people do, and they have bags and cars and all this stuff, and they don't, and they have debt. To me, not having the stress of all that debt and being a tight ass and being like, oh, that's a fake watch, but I pay my mortgage on time and do all that, that's cool to me.
You could pay your mortgage and still have
I'm not wasting my money on a watch that I might not like in a year. And then I'm stuck 10 grand deep in a watch.
Okay. That's you.
That is me.
Okay.
That's how I roll.
All right. We're going to take a break.
All right, let's take a break.
Welcome back. We're going to do some Dear Crabbies. You guys, we're going to do this hotline number that you guys can call in now. Instead of me like on my phone reading it, I'm going to give you guys this number, and then you guys can leave the message and we will play it on the podcast episode, so then we all can hear it instead of hearing me be annoying and reading.
No, I like when you read. But here's the number. This is going to be hilarious because people just are bored and they just call in and leave funny messages.
Everyone, please call in. Everyone.
But people call in and they just leave crank-like messages. But here's the number, okay, guys? It's 720-722-1082. It's 720-722-1082. So call in, leave, just like you write in your Dear Crabbies, just call this number. It'll be an answering machine, and just leave your Dear Crabby message, or actually whatever you want to talk about, or just leave a message. And this will be funny.
I know.
This will be funny.
And then I think I'll like it too, because I'll hear your voice, and it just seems more, I don't know, personal.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of cranks in there too. So
yeah, and everybody's different accents.
Yeah, it'll be funny. And then when the real ones, we'll sift through them. Actually, Riley, our producer, is going to have to listen to all these messages. We'll sift through them. And then the ones that are legit, we'll air your message. Make sure you leave your name, because a lot of these, we read these Dear Crabbies, we don't even know who they're from. But make sure you leave your name. So like if I'm Jeff Schroeder, I'm calling from Denver, Colorado. Here's my problem. My wife is really into nice watches, and my husband thinks fake watches.
And then
so like that. So then we know who you are, and we're going to play it on the episode, and then we'll answer the question from there. But I think it's going to be fun.
And if you're too scared to leave your name, you can make up a fake name to send us. Like Jeff had Lincoln.
Yeah,
DeSalvo.
You could be Lincoln DeSalvo. That's my fake name.
Okay. We are going to do some. You want to do Dear Crabbies or Am I That Asshole?
You know what? Let's play Am I the Asshole? I'm a little spicy today.
Yeah. Okay. I know you're in a mood.
I'm not in a mood. I just got home.
Okay. Well, here we go. Am I the asshole for asking my friend to pay for the damage to my expensive leather bag? Here we go. Jeff? I own a high-end leather briefcase that I saved up months for to buy. It's an $1,800 briefcase, and it was a gift I made to myself after saving money for over a year. A few days ago, I was hanging out with my friend, and he asked to see it. I handed it over, and while he was looking at it, he accidentally spilled a cup of coffee on it. I immediately tried to swipe it off, but the coffee soaked into the leather and left a huge stain. I was devastated. I took it to a professional cleaner, and they said it'll cost around $300 to remove the stain, but there's no guarantee the stain will come out. I told my friend I was upset and asked if he'd be willing to help cover the cost of repairs. He apologized, but said it was just an accident and that I shouldn't expect him to pay for something so expensive. I offered to split the cost, but he refused, said it's not his responsibility. So am I the asshole for asking my friend to pay for the damage to my bag? No, if I did that to my friend's bag, I would be like, here's the $300.
Yeah, I think you have to. It
Yeah.
sucks, but it's your mistake.
Yeah.
If it's your fault, you got to pay what you owe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even question it.
First of all, what are you on Mission Impossible? Who carries a briefcase?
I know. Who does that
What's
anymore?
in there?
I probably might be old school.
Are you a diamonds
Remember
dealer?
people used to carry
Yeah,
those? My dad had one
Yeah,
too.
my dad used to. It's so funny. I don't know where I was talking about this, but we were talking about it before. But my dad used to like walk down our block, where I grew up, get on the bus, take the bus to the train station, take the train downtown into the city. And then same thing. He'd take the back, just reverse it, 9 to 5 job. And he had a briefcase, and he'd walk with like the long trench coat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah. That was like back then, everyone had a briefcase. But nowadays, I don't know who has a briefcase.
For a second there, I was like, why didn't your dad just Uber? That's my mind.
Wow.
Right now, for a second, I just thought about that. Why didn't he Uber? But yeah, there were no Ubers.
Yeah, but I mean, to get in and out of the city, that you take public transportation, or at least people used to.
That's got to be brutal in Chicago winters.
Yeah.
Standing out at the bus station, because you guys,
Yeah.
I feel like Chicago's, I mean, it's cold, but it's not like as cold as it used to be. I felt like when you and I were dating, maybe it's because I was living in North Carolina, I thought it was miserable cold.
Well, it is. It is. You know, but that's how you get, there's so many people when you're in a big city like that, like New York or Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? Like LA doesn't have any like train stations like that. They do now, but they're just starting to get like the monorail in, like from Hollywood to like the beach, and I don't know where else it goes. But yeah, it's weird moving to LA because public transportation wasn't like a thing, you know, when we were there. But anyways, I don't know. Yeah. Carrying a briefcase is kind of cool. I wish I want to start carrying a briefcase.
For what? What would you put in
That's
it?
right. Well,
You carry a book bag.
Yeah,
That's like a briefcase.
yeah, I guess
now.
so. Yeah, everyone has a backpack now.
It'll
That's
have
like the
your
new briefcase.
badge.
But yeah, so anyways, to answer that question, you got to pay what you owe. So that's the person with the briefcase there. Does that ruin a friendship for $300? Does that ruin your friendship?
Depends on how well you know each other and how well of friends. But I would, no question, I'd be like, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Here's $300.
Yeah.
And definitely, I don't know. I just don't like.
It sucks. I mean, that's a lot of money, but if you did it, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and especially if you knew your friend, if they're like, listen, I paid $1,800 for this thing.
You're like, damn, I could have got a fake watch for this.
Yeah. Here's another one. Would I be the asshole if I sold my friend's concert ticket after she hasn't paid me back? My friend and I bought tickets to see My Chemical Romance a few months ago. I set aside money to buy both tickets, and I sat. What is that? I don't know what that is. Sat in the something for them. It was about 200. What is it?
The queue?
The
like on hold, you know, you're in queue, the next caller gets the tickets thing, you know?
Oh, I set aside money to buy both tickets and sat in the queue for them. It was about $270 for both, which means she owes me $135. We are both college students and I have expenses with grad school coming up, but I can't afford to go to this concert and it's not a problem. I bought those tickets back in November and she promised to pay me back then after her next paycheck. It's now February and I have yet to receive the money. I set a few deadlines asking for it consistently, but not trying to be annoying about it. She keeps making excuses, complaining that she has no money, but at the time I watched her get a $300 tattoo and she's getting another one next week. I'm tired of being out of this kind of cash and tired of the excuses when I know she's just not prioritizing it. She, to me, can't afford this concert. I'm tempted to just sell her ticket. Would that be wrong to do? No, sell her ticket.
Yeah, sell it.
Seems like she doesn't really want to go anyways.
Yeah.
If she's getting a $300 tattoo.
Well, it's not her ticket yet. It's your ticket.
Ask her parents for the money.
Yeah.
She's a college student. Isn't that what the college kids do anyways? You just ask your parents?
Well, it's your ticket, so do what you want with it. I wouldn't, if you keep asking her and it's starting to get uncomfortable, I'd just say, hey, Amy, whatever your name is, this is it. I need this money. And if you don't go, Jamie's going to go. So you got to pay me today or otherwise I'm going to give it to Jamie. She'll probably back out, to be perfectly honest with you. That's what it sounds like, because it sounds like she doesn't want to go. But that's tough, man. I really hate getting in group things when people are like, oh, we should all go do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, then you're always chasing somebody down for the money. There's always one person that you're chasing down. And I hate putting that stuff on my credit card. Like when people are like, oh, we're going to get 10 tickets. You know, there's people that are good like that. And I'm like, all right, as long as I'm not paying for it. You know what I mean?
My friend, going back, talking about Lisa, is the best at that. She's the party
That's
planner.
What I was thinking of.
She's the one that is always putting all the money on her credit card. And all of us, I feel like everybody's pretty good though. I pay her right away because I always zell her right away.
That's the thing. Things are different. I'm thinking more like back in the day when I was younger and someone, you know, ponies up the money and you don't really have it. And then you're kind of chasing them down. You know, that gets weird. But now it's like everybody has Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, whatever it is.
I don't trust Venmo.
But whatever it is, it's like, hey, are you going? Send me the money right now. You know what I mean? Like there is no more excuses like, oh man, I have to go to the bank and get cash.
Yeah.
You know, or like I have to go get you a check. It's not the old days. Now it's like, pick up your phone and send me the money. And if you don't have it, I'm giving my ticket away. So there's your answer.
Yeah.
You know?
Swain, our buddy out in LA, Swain is the Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
Swain was the one always charging 10 tickets. Remember when we went to his birthday? It was so much easier. Instead of everybody having separate checks, he just put everything on his credit card. And then as soon as we got back home, he gave everybody what their bill was.
Oh, we actually did that to Swain.
We did that in Mexico too.
No, but remember he bought tickets to like Def Leppard, like that 80s band. And it was in LA, but then they canceled because of COVID. And then he's like, dude, are you guys coming back? I got your tickets. You know? And we're like, dude, just sell them. Remember? Because we couldn't go back to LA for whatever reason.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, but it's the same scenario. We kind of did that to Swain, but we told him, sell them, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Get your money back. I don't like doing that because there's always somebody that gets upset or whenever you book or if you have to split. I'd rather just everybody get their own thing. Or I always, like if I owe Lisa something, if she picked up my kids from school or did something nice, I'll like pay for her like unexpectedly. Like, oh, I got her food, you know?
Yeah. No, that's
something
nice.
like
you do
that.
have to keep up with that. But I get it. Some people are strapped and you commit to things when you're out drinking and then all of a sudden you're like, you got tickets to what? And
I am the queen of canceling on you. If I make plans with you, just know 99.9% I'm canceling on you the day of. I am the worst.
Why are you so proud of that?
Because I don't care. My answer is no. I don't want to
Then
go.
why don't you just say no?
Because at the time, I might have had a few drinks or I might at the time feel like it. And then the day, I am the best person to ask plans the day of. If you text me the day of and you're like, hey, do you want to go out to dinner with us? Because that's whatever mood I'm in that day. And I will be like, yes, or I'll say no. But we could make this plans for 3 weeks from now. But maybe that day I felt like going and felt like, oh, you know what? That'd be a lot of fun. But then that day comes and I'm like, I'd rather just sit outside on my driveway in my beach chair and get sun instead of getting ready, putting on an outfit, putting on makeup and going to have drinks 30 minutes away where I have to get in an Uber. And that seems like too much work for me. I'd rather DoorDash it, come to my house, and I'd rather sit in my driveway.
That's because you're getting
Well, this is why I love my neighbors so much. So this was a couple weeks ago. It was so beautiful outside. I sit out my beach chair. Another neighbor walks out, brings up a beach chair. Ends up, there's like 5 of us, all with our beach chairs. DoorDashed Chili's, got fajitas, chips and salsa, queso, all that. And then I was like, everybody just eat whatever. And then they have the best Cokes, Chili's does. And we all just were sitting in the driveway, just like eating chips and salsa and having fajitas from Chili's. I actually might order that tonight. That sounds really good. I
made
fajitas.
meat upstairs.
I know, but fajitas sounds so good. And their chips and salsa are, you guys, Chili's please just sponsor me, Chili's. Your chips and salsa for life. I will be a loyal fan. And your Coca-Colas, they're so good. But that's why I get along so well with my neighbors. Like we don't fit in our neighborhood. Everybody's fancier. And we always say we're just like
what
the
are you
trash.
Talking about?
We always say we're like the trash of the neighborhood.
You just you're making excuses.
Chili. No, it's funny though, because we're not like fancy. We're just in our beach chairs, or Lisa will call me. She'll see me from the street and she's like, I see you in your beach chair. And I'm like, yeah, girl, get my vitamin D.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Like I do the same thing. I'm like, man, I don't want to go all the way down there, pack up the kids. Jordan's on a good mood. It's like, I get it.
You used to be the opposite too.
No, but I'm like,
you used to be the guy that always wanted to be out.
Well, if it's me and someone's like, hey, come downtown and meet me at this bar and we're going to this thing, and it's just me and I don't have to worry about you guys, I'm in. I'll meet you there. You know what I mean? I'll pop in an Uber, go, and I like it. I'll talk to my Uber driver drunk and have deep convos. But then with you, I have to make sure everyone's okay. Are you okay? Are you having a good time? You're not. I know. Blah blah blah. The kids are crying. This one's pulling this one's hair. We got to. It's like it's just a ordeal. You know what I mean? And so I'm with you on that. It's like let's just stay home because I can't take these kids right now. But then once I do it and I do pack up the kids and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm so happy I came. You know, it's just like you got to do it. I do that every single time we have somewhere to go. Like right before, I'm like, man, it'd be so much easier just to put shorts on and hang out here. You know?
That's why.
But then when you go do it, I'm like, I'm so glad we did that. You know, that's why we have to force ourselves, me and you especially, to get out more.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just easier just to sit here.
All right. Well, Jordan's got Chili's to order. So
Jeff's the guy too that was. You would be like, we eat there, and you're like, I could have made this better at home.
Oh,
that's
I still do that.
That's what you say. If we go out, I could have made this better at home.
Here, we're gonna let you guys go, but I don't know why I've always done this, and I equate everything to crab legs in my head. That's how I do my math. So if I go out and it's a $200 dinner, and I'm like, this was shit. I could have made this myself. You know how many crab legs I could have got and just ate at home? $200 worth of crab legs? That's a lot of crab legs. And I wasted it on this crappy dinner. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to anybody? Nobody? I equate everything into crab legs.
I don't eat crab legs, so I don't know. Lawson does.
Yeah, he loves them.
Yeah, at the hotel, he was eating crab legs.
Oh, yeah, they had like a little buffet. Not a little buffet, a huge buffet. And they had the crab claws.
Oh, I wanted to eat everything.
Me too. All right, that's enough.
Read your quote.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Let's end on a positive note here. All right, so here we go. If we want to direct our lives, we must take control of our consistent actions. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently. That's Tony Robbins, Big T Robbins. Get it consistent. I do love Tony Robbins. Be consistent. Eat Chili's every day.
All right. Thank you guys for downloading, subscribing, tagging your friends. If you want merch, go to togethermess.com.
And again, that hotline number for Togethermess, these are going to be funny.
Please send everything.
Yeah, I'm going to learn how to answer these messages and just have some drinks and laugh. So it's 720-722-1082. Again, 720-722-1082. Leave some funny messages and we'll play them on the air. All right, that's it. Right. See you guys next time.
Bye. Yay Media Group.